Well, here we are, early April. It's actually April the 9th, and we're looking at a flower panicle of a sweetheart here. And as you can see, if you look at this fairly close up, it has set a fair amount of fruit. There's still male flowers open. You can tell the male flowers by the pollen-bearing anthers, and the female flowers, well, in this case, the female flowers have all set fruit. You can see the swelling ovary here. This will become a lychee fruit. Basically, it takes about 90 days. So the way things are looking, it's going to be the end of June that this is ripe. This is quite unusual. Normally, this fruit, particularly the sweetheart fruit, which is an early fruit, is ripe in the middle, between the middle of May to the end of May. And this happened 6 years ago, where we had a very late bloom. In this case, the bloom came at the very end of March. And well, the flower panicles started emerging maybe the middle of March, and then the actual flowers. Typically, the male flowers emerge first, followed by the female flowers. In this case, we had a nice distribution between male flowers, which are shedding pollen, and female flowers. So, also, one of the problems that you run into, that's a problem in Dade County, where a lot of lychees are grown commercially. There's not much grown in Broward County, but in Palm Beach County, there's a fair number of commercial plantings, is the webworm. Webworm is a moth in the Lepidoptera family. It's Crocidosima is the species, and it lays its eggs on the inflorescence. In the eggs hatch into larvae, and the larvae actually eat parts of the flower and the stem here, and it's very damaging. So most of the commercial growers spray for webworm, but in our case, we're not going to do that. So all things being equal, it looks like we may have a good crop this year, but we'll see what happens. We'll keep you updated here every couple of weeks. We'll know just how much fruit we're going to have set in a few weeks as these start to enlarge. It's normal for lychees to shed some of the developing fruit, and that's a function of how much rainfall there is and the overall nutritional conditions of the tree. But don't panic if some of this fruit drops. That's perfectly normal. In the case of sweetheart, you don't get the dense panicles of fruit that you see in the Mauritius or, for instance, the Brewster. So anyway, that's pretty much where we stand, and let's hope this is looking pretty good here in a couple of weeks.